which tools do you think are required to start working on each domain that we are seeing here? Should you purchase licenses for a tool or opt for an open source one for enabling your machine learning project? This is just a microcosm of the questions you will face as a business leader. Now we'll take up each level of this spectrum and see popular tools that are used in the industry to perform those tasks. We shall start from the lower end of the spectrum. Reporting and business intelligence enable an organization to understand trends and patterns so as to take crucial strategy decisions. The first tool, as you might have guessed, is Excel. It offers a diverse range of options, including pivot tables and charts that let you do analysis in double quick time. ClickView lets you consolidate, search, visualize and analyze all your data sources with just a few clicks. It's easy and intuitive to learn, and that has been the primary factor in its rise to popularity. Tableau is among the most popular data visualization tools in the market today. It's capable of handling large amounts of data and even offers Excel-like calculation functions and parameters. Tableau is well liked because of its neat dashboard and stories interface. It lets you inculcate multiple reports in one single screen, a very popular feature at boardroom level. MicroStrategy is another BI tool that supports dashboards, scorecards, alerts and automated report distribution. Power BI is a Microsoft offering in the BI space. It was built to integrate with Microsoft's technology, so if your organization is a SharePoint or SQL database user, you and your team will love Power BI. Of course, it also connects to non-Microsoft software as well. And the final tool we'll look at in this space is Google Analytics. Now you might be wondering why. It doesn't exactly fit with the previous 4 tools that we have seen, right? Well, digital marketing is playing a major role in transforming businesses, and there's no better tool out there than Google Analytics to analyze how your digital efforts are doing. So if you are not using Google Analytics to track your digital efforts, I strongly encourage you to do this. Now it's time to turn to predictive analytics and machine learning tools. This is where the bread and butter of most data science professionals comes from. You might see an overlap of tools in these two domains, but this is because the tasks tend to be similar in nature and are often performed by the same people. We'll start off with the most dominant language in the industry these days, Python. Because of its flexibility, ease of use, and of course open source nature, it has gained rapid popularity and acceptance in the ML community. If your organization is just starting your AI and ML journey, we would highly recommend going with Python as the primary language. R is another well-respected and popular language. Till recently it was well ahead of Python, but that ground has swiftly been eaten up by the latter. R has a thriving and incredibly useful and supportive community, and it comes with a plethora of packages and libraries that support most machine learning tasks. And here's yet another tool from Apache. Spark was open sourced by UC Berkeley in 2010 and has since become one of the largest open source communities in big data. It's commonly called the Swiss Army knife of big data analytics because of its multiple advantages, including flexibility, speed, computation power, among other things. Julia is an upcoming language that is being touted as the successor to Python. I personally think it's way too early to make any judgments, but Julia is a useful option to consider. Jupyter notebooks are widely used for coding in Python. While these notebooks do of course support other languages as well, Python is predominantly the favorite among data scientists. These notebooks are used by data teams in companies like Netflix, Facebook, Uber, among others. Now all the tools in this slide are true open source tools that you've seen so far. You don't need to pay for them or purchase any extra licenses. They have active and thriving communities which maintain and release updates on a very regular basis. Now let's check out a few tools that are not open source but are still acknowledged as industry leaders. SAS. You must have heard of SAS. It's a very powerful tool. It's especially prevalent and commonly used in the banking and financial sector globally. It's easy to pick up for folks who know SQL and has its own certification, which is not easy to get. So anyone holding that certification will have a good experience and knowledge of the tool. SAS has a very high market share in private organizations like American Express, JP Morgan, Mu Sigma, Royal Bank of Scotland, etc. SPSS, or the Statistical Package for the Social Sciences, was acquired by IBM in 2009. SPSS offers advanced statistical analysis, a vast library of machine learning algorithms, text analysis, open source extensibility, integration with big data, and seamless deployment into applications. In short, a very useful tool. And MATLAB, even though it does not see a lot of adoption in organizations, it's very popularly used in academia and research divisions. Deep learning is another aspect a business leader should be aware of because of its expanding usage and applications. But as I mentioned earlier, deep learning requires significant computational resources. And to power and utilize these resources, it needs special frameworks. I want to take a moment here to emphasize the advantages of enabling your team with GPUs and TPUs. GPU, or Graphical Processing Unit, is a massive upgrade on CPUs, or the Central Processing Unit. GPUs help train and execute your models at a much quicker rate than a CPU. On the other side, TPUs are even more powerful than GPUs. Launched by Google last year, they're still making their way into the deep learning consciousness, but it won't be long before they see a very quick adoption rate. Now, if you're not convinced by the power of GPUs, watch this video from NVIDIA, which illustrates the difference between a CPU and a GPU very beautifully.
Alright, I introduced to you Leonardo, and he's going to paint a picture for you guys in the way that a CPU might do it, as a series of discrete actions performed sequentially, one after the other. In 3, 2, 1. Let me speed it up. Ladies and gentlemen,
Leonardo 2.0.
When we hit this trigger on this thing, 2,100 gallons of air goes through these accumulators, out these valves, into all 1,100 of these tubes, into these tubes in which the bottom of is a paintball. Each of those paintballs will fly across 7 feet of space and in 80 milliseconds reach its target. Hopefully, when it's all said and done, it's going to paint the Mona Lisa.
GPU painting demonstration.
Yep.
In 10,
9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, science class is now over. Thank you.
How cool was that? Now, to utilize the power of deep learning, we need certain frameworks. Without going into too much detail, let's look at a few of them here. Google's TensorFlow is easily the most commonly used in the machine learning community. PyTorch is considered to be an upgrade on TensorFlow and has only recently become a popular research framework. It was developed by researchers at Facebook. And the remaining two frameworks we'll see are Keras and Caffe. I want to reiterate here that you don't necessarily need to remember all these names, but it's always helpful for your team if their leader is aware about what's trending in the market, right? And that brings us to the final section of our data science spectrum, artificial intelligence. If you haven't heard of automated machine learning or AutoML yet, there is no better time than now to educate yourself. It's an entire industry by itself. Thanks to tools like AutoKeras, which by the way is open source, Google's Cloud AutoML, IBM's Watson, DataRobot, H2O's driverless AI, Amazon's Lex, among others, AutoML is expected to be the next big thing in the AI and ML community. It aims to eliminate or reduce the technical side of things so that business leaders like yourself can use it to make strategic decisions. With each update, these tools are now able to automate almost the entire ML pipeline, thus enabling you to focus on what's important, making decisions. But AutoML takes care of one aspect of AI. What about the other facets like hardware and cloud solutions? To answer that, we'll pull up this slide again. As you can see here, there are multiple things to consider when building an AI solution. We'll use the example of a self-driving car again. To collect the data generated by the car and integrate it into a mobile application, you will need an app developer. You will also need automobile and mechanical engineering experts for designing and building the car. Further, deploying your system in the cloud requires professionals well versed with cloud technology, and so on and so forth. So, as you might have gathered, building an AI system is no walk in the park. It's a multi-dimensional effort. And finally, let's wrap up this video with a look at the power of GitHub. It is the world's largest open source platform that brings together developers from around the world to discover and share their code. But more importantly, what this means for your business is that your developers and data scientists can use it to collaborate on projects. You even have the option to make projects private if you wish not to share them with the world. It really is the ideal companion in your team's AI project.